the second part of Algebra 2, Lesson 28, and this is going to be for the mixture problems like this, where we're mixing stuff together. These are a lot like the money problems. Right here, you've got different types of mixtures of flour. You've got this one that's 80% wheat and 20% oat. Notice that adds up to 100% right there. And this one's 90% wheat and 10% oat. And we're going to mix these two together. And we're wanting to get a mixture that's 85% wheat. So mainly I'm concerned with this, okay? And I want to end up with, what do I want to end up with? 10 pounds. Okay, so why don't you let's let X be the amount of wheat I need that is 80% wheat. So this is the amount of the 80% wheat that I'm going to need. And I'm going to let Y represent the amount of the wheat, the 90% wheat. Okay, whatever, this is always the simplest equation. You're going to add these two together. I don't know how much I need of each, but I know that I want to end up with 10 pounds right here. And all of these are done the same. What you're going to do, it's a lot like the money. You're going to do 80% of, okay, sorry, I just got a distraction. Take the amount that you need times the concentration. Okay, it's 80%. You're going to add to that, I want this 90% times Y. And I want to end up with a mixture that's 85% times the amount, which is 10. These are always done the same way. This is the hard part, okay? It's always you take the amount times the percent. You take the amount times the percent. Here I took the amount times the percent. So you can kind of see they're done exactly the same way. Now honestly, I wouldn't want to write this with decimals, so realize you could have written this 80x plus 90y equals 85 times 10. Notice if you move these over 2, you have to move everything over 2. Okay? Now you can solve this two different ways. I'm going to solve this using substitution. So I'm going to get x by itself. So I'm going to move the y to the other side. So notice I'm going to get x equals 10 minus y. So right here where I see an x, I'm going to substitute that in. So let me get a little piece of scrap paper real quick. So I'm going to get 80. And that x, I'm going to substitute in 10 minus y. That's nice and neat. Equals, see, what is that? Plus 90y equals 850. And let's just distribute that in. So it's going to give me what? 800 minus 80y plus 90y equals 850. Okay, combining like terms, I've got 10y equals, let's put that 850 on the other side, or excuse me, the 800 on the other side. And that gives me 50. And divide both sides by 10. So I get y equals 5. Remember, y was the amount that I needed of the wheat that was 90% wheat. I should say of the flour that's 90% wheat. So well, you could just substitute this back in. Remember, if y is 5, x is 10 minus y, so 10 minus 5. So x is also going to be 5. So it looks like I need 5 pounds of both. Okay, so that kind of came out kind of interesting. Okay, let's try this one as well. Now look, you have two different acid solutions. You have one that's 10% acid, and you have another that's 1% acid. And I'm going to mix these together. So let's let X be the acid that is 10%. So this is the amount that I'm going to need of the 10% acid solution. And I'll let Y be the amount that I need to add that is 1% acid solution. Okay. When I add these together, I want to end up with 65 milliliters. Notice these are always the same. Okay, so then all of these are done the same way. You take percent times the amount. So you take percent times the amount. This percent times the amount. Oh, you love that. And my final percent, I want 9% times the amount, which is 65. Okay. Again, I probably would write this without a decimal. So this would be 10x plus 1y. Move this over 2 places. It would be 9 times 65. Okay. So, right here, 9 times 65. Use your little calculator or something. We get 585 right there. Okay, now I'm going to solve this one using probably the elimination method, and let me rewrite what I have. I have x plus y equals 65, and my other equation is 10x plus y equals, what was it, 585. Now hopefully you guys remember that when you do the elimination method, your goal is that when you add straight down, something will be eliminated. So what I'm going to do is, it would be really nice if this is a negative y, but if I change this to a negative, I have to change the signs of everything. So I've got that right there. Just made everything a negative. That way when I add straight down, I get 9x. My y's disappear because they cancel. 585 minus 65, I just cannot, is 520. Divide both sides by 9. Use your calculator because this comes out, I think, kind of gross. And you get 57.78 approximately. And we were doing what, milliliters? Okay, so if that's how much I need, remember that's the amount that I'm going to need of my 10% acid solution. Remember, together they better add up to 65. So just take 65 minus this, which is going to end up giving me about 7.2. So y is going to be about 7.2 milliliters. And there you go. And that's how you do the mixture problems. They're all done the same.